Well, hello there and welcome back, you lovely lot. Today I'm playing around trying to do and I use the word trying here, trying to do a vintage 3D flat rose. I saw this done on Facebook and I thought I want to give it a bash, so got my camera out, thought I'd do it with you lot. So the first thing I'm doing is going in with Madame Glam's, and I think it's called Love Me Nude. I do show you it in a minute. There we go. And what I'm going to do is do an oval shape on this nail. So I outline it first and then I'm going to fill it in with gel polish. Very careful now. And then what I'll do is pop that in the lamp and give that a full cure. So once that's fully cured, I'm then going to come in with tack-free top gloss from CJP. I'm going to go over the gel polish, just the gel polish, and then I'm going to pop that into the lamp. When that's fully cured, I'm going to take that out the lamp and I will go in with the most gorgeous pigment. Going to rub that in all the way over that gel polish. I'll brush off any excess. I'll then go in with top coat and pop that in the lamp again, giving it a full cure. So once that's out the lamp, I'm coming in with Snow White from CJP. And I'm going to give that a good wipe before coming in with 3D brush. And I'm going to do my Acrylic Rose. So with a small bead, I'm going to manoeuvre it into the sort of shape that I want and then wait for it to go matte. And then I'm going to start from the centre, push it out to one side, then out to the other. These are going to be my back petals, so these are going to be really, really flat against the nail. But I do want to get a shape to those back petals, so I want it slightly coming to a point at the top and then bulbous on those sides. I'm going to have two flat petals at the back of this rose. I'm just flattening it, making sure it's nice and flat against that nail. Then I'm going to pick up another bead, small bead, and I'm going to put it at the bottom section of this. Pop it on that nail. Pull that point. And then I'm going to push out the sides and do exactly the same. Make it nice and flat against that nail. Trying to keep the shape of that petal that I want. Like I said, these are going to be back petals, so I want them nice and flat against that nail. Right, okay, so I'm going to come in with the next layer of petals. So the beads are going to be smaller, the petals are going to be smaller. I'm going to wait for it to go matte. I'm going to pull it out to get that point first, and then push it out to the side, and then use the belly of my brush to get it out, and then the tip of my brush to just flick underneath the edge of that petal to give it some shape and make it protrude slightly and only slightly from that nail. This is going to be a flat 3D rose. I didn't want it too 3D because then it wouldn't be vintage and I wouldn't get the sort of look that I'm looking for. To be honest, with these 3D roses, I do like these flat ones. I've been practicing these. The first two I did, oh my word, you would have laughed. You would have laughed your head off, I tell you. Didn't look like a rose at all, looked more like a cabbage. That's right, we're honest on this channel. This is the first time I've tried this, but the actual rose itself I have tried a couple of times. But I wanted to try this particular design by putting in the middle of a centrepiece, really. So I'm going to do 3 of these petals. They're going to be exactly the same in the fact that I pop it on, pull the point out, wait for it to come out. When it starts to lose its shine, that's when I'm going to go in with my brush. Push it out to the left, push it out to the right, then I'm going to work on that shape. And that's what I've done for all 3 of these petals. Then I'll take the tip of my brush, go under the edge, just to give it some shape and definition so that you can see that it's a rose petal. So I'm finishing off this last petal and then I'm going to bring out the liquid chrome. Now I've done 1 liquid chrome flat 3D rose. I will link that above. These are from Crystal Nails. It is chrome in a liquid, and these were out way before powder chromes. And I'm putting the colours that I have onto a palette. I have rose gold, pink, teal and silver. Now, around the edge of the tip, the clear tip that I'm working on, I'm going to put all 4 colours a bit at a time. When I go off like that, I'm actually wiping my brush. I'm going to put them all the way around. Try not to get it on the gel polish that we put in the centre there. Now, what I can tell you about these is that it air dries and it takes approximately 4 minutes. And you have to work really, really thin. The thicker that you put it on, the longer it takes to dry. If I've got any up the sides of that small wall of that gel polish, I get it off. That's what you see me doing there. At the side of me is a little lint free wipe. I'm just wiping my brush on that in between, picking up each colour. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to make sure that that's all covered. If you went over what you've already put down, it will actually take it off. So you must let that dry before you go in for a second coat. Then what I'm going to do, exactly the same, going with all the colours on the rose. Now these liquid chromes are really watery, so if you had too much on your brush and it ran, it would actually go straight onto the shiny top coat underneath on that gel polish. We do not want it to do that. We want to make sure it stays on the acrylic, which is a porous substance. So I'm only putting a little bit on the very tip of my brush. I'm just making sure I'm perfectly happy with where I'm placing that liquid chrome onto those petals. I'm also turning it slightly and making sure that I'm getting in between all the nooks and crannies where we've actually pushed that acrylic slightly and made it protrude, and there we have that. So I'll let that dry. Now on the palette, cleaned it all up, we're coming in with micro beads and top coat. Now I have cut a lot of this out. Oh gosh, I really don't like micro beads. It's so tedious. I mean, the effect is fantastic, but it takes forever. So I'm going in with, it's a striping brush, and I'm putting a very thin, working in little sections, very thin amount of top coat, and then picking up the micro beads and placing that in there, and then zapping that in the lamp just for 10-20 seconds just to keep it in place, and then do another section. And I'm working all the way around, so I'm framing that gel polish that we did at the beginning, and I will go all the way round. Once I've completely framed all the way around that, I'll put that in the lamp for a full cure, and then I'm going to top coat the dry liquid chrome that's all the way around that tip. And this will give it a shiny, it looks like an oil slick when it's done. It's, oh, I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm going to find different things to do with this. I'm going to finish this and pop it in the lamp for a full cure. Then we're going to come off and finish the rose with some detail. So I'm going to go in with brown, and the reason I'm using brown and not black for the shadowing is that black would be too harsh with these delicate chrome colours that we're using. So I do want it to look like it's shading, but I don't want it to be a harsh black line. So I go in with the brown, put in the shading, so anywhere where if the sun hit it, it would form a shadow underneath. Then what I'll do is clean off the brush with some gel cleanser, and then I'm going to go in with white, and I'm going to do completely the opposite, so where the sun would hit it on top, so all them petals that protrude off the nail, all the tips of those I would do, and then I'm going to put some markings in the middle of that rose so that we can tell it's a beautiful flower. So guys, I'm going to finish off the detailing on this rose and then going to fully cure that in the lamp. I am going to put a small gem in the middle to finish off this nail. Then guys, that's the end of the nail play today. I really do hope you've enjoyed this little design. If you decide to have a go yourself, then please tag me in. My social media accounts are all linked below. If you've enjoyed this video, would you please take a moment and hit that thumbs up? And if you're not subscribed already, I would absolutely love it if you would. Until next time guys, thanks for watching. Bye.